Morning all, how are you all doing? Morning Diamond, morning Michael, Big Papa, Andrew. How are you all doing this morning? I've adjusted my chair, so hopefully the sound is okay. My microphone's a little bit further down below me today, so actually let me just move my chair down again. There we go. So it's a bit uncomfortable on my arm having the chair lower, that's all. So I'm going through pain for you guys. Morning David. Right, let's have a quick look at yesterday from a news perspective. We've got 9 minutes until the market opens for the DAX. So we had the CPI figures for the Australian dollar yesterday, which came out as a negative. The GDP was a miss as well. Bailey didn't say anything. Manufacturing PMI came out as expected. We saw some good US dollar strength off the back of that as well, though. However, that US dollar strength from yesterday was kind of part-lived, really. We came back down again, so nothing particularly dramatic happened. US dollar's doing all right this morning. Still a bit of strength in it this morning, so it's I would say it was bullish yesterday for the US. So that's yesterday's news. Today's news is fairly light. We've got the Euro CPI figures. I don't think we're going to get a lot of movement off of these. They're not the CPI figures, they're the estimates, which are kind of the forecasts, if you like. I don't think we'll get a lot of movement off of these. It's unlikely anything that they say is going to affect what Lagarde is going to do with the March increase and the May increase. So, but we may see some volatility around it. So we'll have to wait and see with this one. The DAX might have a rally beforehand. We've got 2 hours until the news comes out. So I don't think the DAX is going to hang around this morning, but we'll see. We've got unemployment for the US dollar at 130, which is unemployment claims. It's not the unemployment rate. So don't get those confused. They are different. FOMC member Waller is speaking this evening, and we've got Orr speaking at some point later this evening as well. That tentative is going to be an evening one because obviously New Zealand, they're all asleep at the moment. Or not yet, but they are going to sleep. So yeah, so not a lot of news today. And then tomorrow we've got the PMIs, the services PMIs. So that's going to be the main impactive one. But today's fairly light on news. We had a lot of ADRs yesterday, lit up like a Christmas tree. We got lots of weeklies, which are very, 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 very extended. Especially pound New Zealand. So nothing's hit on the monthlies yet, but the weeklies we have. So we'll have a look at those in a sec. But yesterday was a massive ADR day, lots and lots of ADR entries. We had 225 ADRs yesterday. So we'll have a look at the pairs this morning and see what impact they're going to have. Morning, Jacob. Morning, John. Big Papa doing well. Portfolio doing well. Very good. I have to say I'm doing very well at the moment as well. Everything's this month has been one of those months where everything's just gone to plan. Literally every extension, this is M15 obviously, but every RSI extension has kind of played out. Every ADR has played out within a few trades. It's just been textbook this month. Even with these squeezes, the squeezes have all been in the right direction, you know. So it's just been one of those months where everything's sort of slotted together, which is nice. I've got some testing accounts running as well on demo at the moment, which are running every single trade that you can take with the market reversal alerts EA, which I'm going to publish now. I'm starting to get a bit organized, which is a bit worrying. So I'm going to start publishing every week the results of the EA with every single trade. So just basically to show every ADR reversal, every H1 M5, every H4 M15 entry, just so that I can show trades actually completing, you know. So it's just examples really. So yeah, so I've got those accounts running, and obviously they're doing well. I mean, I think it's the ADR reversals made 14% this month. 14%, less than 5% drawdown. So if you'd have taken every ADR reversal, you'd be, you know, getting on for 15, 20%. So yeah, it's very good. Anyway, It's the second day of the month. Yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting to hit any monthlies. I was just showing that there aren't any, but it's not. You know, we've had. Don't forget, yesterday we had 225 ADRs, didn't we? So we've done 150% of the weekly range in 3 days. Obviously, we're miles off the monthly there, but you know, we've had some big days, haven't we, this week? Some really big days. Obviously, not enough to hit a monthly yet. Morning, Seymour. So DAX. Let's have a quick look at the DAX before it opens. We got a gap this morning to the upside. Remember the gap from yesterday? There we got filled, but it took the New York session to get that fill done. So we've got a gap today. We are falling away. So I'm looking at this level here today for an initial test and bounce back up into that gap. So I'm looking short at the open and then long after that. So we'll see what happens. But looking at the DAX on the daily, we at this today, remember I said yesterday about this symmetrical triangle? We had an inside bar with an inside bar. So it's a contraction. Yeah. Remember I said yesterday, we're likely to come and test the highs or the lows. We did both. So we created an outside bar. So what we've had after this massive move is indecision, indecision, indecision. Today, huge gap down. So that move today would bring us back within that range. And it kind of starts it to look a little bit bearish, doesn't it? So there's 2 scenarios I see playing out today. First one is coming down and retesting that area. Second one is coming and filling that gap and then coming and retesting that area. And what that will leave us with would be a bearish candle. So that would be 3 bear days on the trot after this bearish, massive bearish engulfing, which engulfed the entire 2 to 3 week move. That to me would be a textbook rounding top, meaning we're going into a slightly bearish move. So pulling back basically, and we've got a long way to pull back, if we're going to do a support bounce. Yeah, so all the way back down to here, which is like 300 ADR. So we'll see. We'll see what happens at the open. We got 2 minutes to the open. Yeah, that's news. Overnight news, not a lot. Oh, Lagarde speaking. Are you still speaking? Oh, God. Accepta, whatever that is. Nope. That looks like some weird Spanish TV program. That's not Lagarde speaking, is it?
¿A usted le consta que solo fueron a cenar?
Sí, en algunos casos sí. Sí.
En algunos, con lo cual deduzco.
No idea what that is. It's not Lagarde speaking, is it? Anyway. Yeah, Bank of Japan, we had lots of news coming out of Japan, nothing red. Australian building permits, right? So yeah, nothing basically overnight at all. All rubbish. US lobbies allies on possible China sanctions if Beijing gives Russia military. So there is this potential trade war brewing between the US and China. It's been ongoing. They've been putting little bits of sanctions here and there for years on technology, you know, banning Huawei and all sorts of stuff. They're looking at banning TikTok now because it's China, you know, there's all sorts of stuff. So not really that important, I don't think, unless it sort of escalates. So, but yeah, overnight, no news, nothing to worry about. Market is open. So anybody, volume, anybody trading the pre-market this morning? Which I've got a love-hate relationship with at the moment. Your pre-market is there, so you are short. And we're going for the previous day's low. So distance to drop on this isn't far. In fact, you're there. Say it isn't far. It's pretty much done. So this is where obviously we've got that absolute low, which is 151.81. which is pretty much where we are, isn't it? So you can see we're getting limits triggering here. Sellers are just hitting a brick wall. So we'll see how much selling pressure we've got at the open, but we are running into limits at the lows here. So it's actually done the first scenario already. So potentially we could be looking for longs on the 5-minute breakout. And if we do get that run on that today, that'll be a lovely ORB today. But we'll see where we go. ADRs today, as I say, there's no ADRs. We'll look at the weeklies in a minute and we'll go through the sentiment and everything. And the buyer scorecard. God, who are these people spamming in the Telegram group? Anyone want a gift card, $25 at cheap price? Message me. A few of those come in, haven't they? All those people, I've just banned him. But what I do is I immediately message those people and I send them tons and tons of... I'll do it now. Let's do it live. Let me find him. Oh, I've just banned him. Hang on, I've got to find him now. Zach Seller, his name is. So this is what happens to you if you spam in the group, basically. You get this. Oh no, hang on, let me get rid of that. Oh, where's all my recents gone? Huh? They've changed the GIFs. How'd you get to your recents? Oh, annoying. Oh, I hate Telegram changing stuff. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Right, here we go. So we get this. We get scammer, fraud alert. It's a scam, fraud alert. Some blokes speaking in foreign language saying it's a fraud. This is a scam, scammer. I've got a few others in there somewhere. It's a scam. And then I usually finish with bye forever. And then as soon as I do that, I block them. And it drives people mental because I've just basically spammed the crap out of him because he spammed our group. And he can't talk back to me. So yeah, be warned. That's what you get if you're a spammer. I love playing with people like that. Morning, Freeman. Right, we've broken the low on the DAX. So let's see where we go from here. So this is a new low on this multi-week range, basically, that we've been in. Yeah. So it's our first breakdown. Target is down here, potentially for a support bounce somewhere in this region here. So we're breaking down basically into a balance. So we've got what we have is obviously balance, price discovery, balance, price discovery, balance, previous balance, price discovery, balance, price discovery, balance. This is a price discovery back down into balance. So I would expect to find some kind of range here for a period of time if we're going to range back, if we're going to come back down and test this area. So if we are going bearish from here, it's very difficult to pick a spot where you're going to find any resistance and support, any support, previous support term resistance in this case. So you have to look at kind of lows really, as where you're likely to get a bounce. And we've got, it's 150 ADR move to the downside if this is going to hold. So if this rejects and all we're doing is we're taking liquidity here and we're going to pop back up into the range, obviously the first target today would be that gap fill and then some kind of pullback and push back up into this area. So a couple of scenarios there potentially to play out. Pick the one you fancy. But if you've taken the 15-minute ORB pre-market break, you will have had roughly a 30 pip stop, opposite end of range. We've done 50. So there's your 1.5 hour reward done again today. I got a beautiful one on yesterday. The DAX did it yesterday. The NASDAQ did it yesterday as well. So pre-market, 2 nice winners in a row there. So there's your 5-minute opening range. So this is going to be the key to see whether or not we're going to break back inside the range and go for the gap, or whether we are going to collapse out the bottom today. If we're going to collapse out the bottom, it's very difficult to find a spot. So somewhere in here, you need to look for any kind of support. The only propulsion gap we've got is there, which is already tested and pretty much done. So, you're basically coming down into an area of balance where the market was happy to transact for nearly, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days, basically. So 2 weeks solid, we're in a propulsion gap. It's in a propulsion gap, in a balance. So this is an area where the market was happy to transact at this area. It's going to become that sort of thing again, potentially down there. So the best scenario would be for us to push up. At least then we've got a target. So we'll see. But the ORB to the upside would be the preferable one today. Right, leave that for a second. We'll watch that and see where that goes. It's gone out to the downside, so we are breaking out short at the moment. Just put that on my other screen. 1 sec. I'm not organised this morning. Haven't got my laptop up. I've got a Microsoft Surface, right? And basically it goes, when you open it up, it looks at you and goes, hello, and it recognizes you and recognizes who's looking at it or using it, and it logs you in. Every now and again, in the mornings, it goes, searching for you, verifying it's you, and then it goes, sorry, couldn't identify you. So these must be the days where I've obviously not had a shave, or I'm looking a bit tired in the morning, because if my laptop doesn't recognize me occasionally, there's obviously something wrong, isn't there? A bit worrying. Okay, DAX. Okay, I'm just going to monitor that on there. Okay, so we're dropping out the lows. But we are finding a little bit of rejection down there at the moment. Right. So let's look at these weeklies for potential opportunities. We've got a few ADRs obviously there as well. So apparently there's a very nice impulse move down on last Friday on the DAX. Was I able to catch it? I'd have to have a look at my P&L. I've no idea. I'm not really interested in what happened last Friday. It's got nothing to do with today. Oh, your computer has a dusty camera lens. Oh, that's a good point. Let me give that a wipe. Could be that, couldn't it? I'd much rather it's that. I'm worried about if I have this Microsoft Surface for like 8 years or something. Obviously, I'm going to look a bit different in 8 years. I'm wondering when it's going to get to the point where it's suddenly not going to recognize me anymore. That's the thing with artificial intelligence and facial recognition, all that sort of stuff. If you don't regularly redo it, obviously, it doesn't know, does it? It doesn't know it's you after a certain period of time because your face changes. I'd like to see what happens if I grow a beard. I don't know how it works, whether it works on your distance between your eyes or what. But anyway. Right, ADRs, let's look at these. Average weeklies, rather. Euro CAD. So we're on Thursday. Anything that's massively extended on the weekly as Euro CAD, obviously you've got opportunities to get in. So yesterday on the Euro CAD, we had a 130 pip move on an 81 ADR. So that was a big ADR extension. If you got into this one yesterday, the reversal alert, was up there. So you'd have got in. This is the one actually that happened. This triggered live, didn't it? So the reversal alert was there, wasn't it? That candle there was your reversal alert. There's your high. There's your drop. So this is the one we were watching. It happened literally to the second when I looked at it, didn't it? And I said, get in now. That dropped down beautiful. So you've got a target hit easily on that. Quarter of an ADR to half an ADR. Yesterday you got 31, which is just over, 20 is a quarter of an ADR. Half an ADR is 41. You've had 48 out of it. So you've had half an ADR drop. So that one is kind of already underway. Missed it. And it was an hourly RSI extension above the 80. And that's why we looked at it, wasn't it? And we was like, yeah, doesn't matter whether you're long, short or what on it. Anything over 80, you take it. Euro Swiss. Again, extension. So that is from Tuesday. Monday's low is there really. 130 pip move to the upside. 44 ADR basically on this, and yesterday we got 67, so that was 150 ADR move. So you would have got in ADR short on that yesterday, pushed up again today. We've had the reverse alert, and now it seems to be doing the profit take this morning. So that one's starting now. You're about to get the 1 hour reversal alert on this. There's plenty of targets on this on the hourly. This one obviously is tested for the initial break. This is when we were looking at this one yesterday, weren't we? I said this one, that propulsion gap didn't break that high. So it's a bit of a tricky one. It did break that accumulation down there, but it didn't break the high. So, and it's been tested. So I would ignore that one. Targets then are here, which is 175 ADR to the downside, which is a long way. So you've had the reversal alert on it. M15. Got weird thing going on there because of this price action, but you've had the reverse alert on it there on M15, and it's already dropped 10 pips, which is a quarter of an ADR. That's a nice one, isn't it? Look, there's your reversal alert. There's your target hit, quarter of an ADR. One candle. Thank you very much. So yeah, Euro Swiss, that's worth a drop. Look at it on a fib. So do a fib on the weekly move, which is from there. You know, your 50, I would go 61.8 is a lovely support. You've got this balance accumulation, symmetrical triangle-ish thing there, which is another good support. Either way, you're looking at probably an ADR to the downside. So that looks good for shorts. Whoops. Euro pound. Ignore this, the orders on here. This is the sentiment EA test account I'm looking at the moment. So we've got lots of trades going on in different directions, doing all sorts of stuff. Euro pound, huge extension yesterday. This euro pound let 120 pips off of a 54 ADR. Yeah. So that's just a huge move. This is a 225 ADR, wasn't it, yesterday? I think 250 ADR. Huge move. We had the pullback on this. As you can see, the 15-minute reversal alert, that was it yesterday. There was no reversal alerts on this at all yesterday, apart from this one. And all we've done so far today is accumulate. So interesting move on this. I'm not quite sure why this euro is so strong and why the pound has been, I mean, I know the pound's weak at the moment, but I'm not quite sure why we got such a big strength. It's just basically the two. One went hard in one direction and one went hard in the other direction at the same time. Obviously, then you get that extension. So, but yeah, nice reversal opportunity on that one. Massively extended. We've got a beautiful propulsion gap target on the hourly. I love these big ones on the hourly. Look, I mean, it's just, they always get tested. That was the trade I took in the opposite direction. Look, so that was the ADR reversal there. Took a second, out. ADR reversal here, in. If I need to take a second, I will. I'll be out. Yeah, so the ADR reversal is already playing out on this one. But yeah, there's your target. So be looking for somewhere in the region of half an ADR-ish drop on that one. That's really nice. We're up at a lovely potential resistance area coming up as well. So we've got this high that we hit yesterday. So we pulled down, pushed up, pushed down. So this was a high. Kind of a double top. It's tested again there and there and there. So it's roughly an area where we've had a bit of a balance before, which is where we've stepped into. If this pushes up further and we get a 125 ADR on it today, never know. It could have the strength for it. Obviously, you would just scale in and get out when we get the profit take because it hasn't done a profit take move yet. This is just an accumulation or flag. If it does get a second leg, get in again and get down. You'll get another RSI extension. So that will form an M pattern on the RSI. You'll also have divergence on the RSI. So if this pushes hard today, the RSI comes up, it will probably come up to about there and you'll get divergence, which is bearish. So that looks good. Euro pound. The pound New Zealand. This one's already played out. Missed it. Yeah, so this played out. Well, this is played out in both directions, isn't it? I got on short on this. Mother of all collapses, just got in short. Well, the sentiment EA just got in short again. But the actual initial hit So the monthly range was there. So 312 is the monthly range. We did 327 pips to the upside. As soon as we hit that, we got that collapse. And now we've actually done, as you can see, 150% to the downside. So we've had an average weekly range hit to the upside and then an average weekly range hit to the downside in 1 week. So it's done twice its average day weekly range, one direction and the other. So the actual pip movement on this in total is normally about 312 a month. We've done 420, sorry, no, from Monday, not Friday, 320 plus 500. Yeah, so we've done over 800 off of a 300 weekly range. Absolutely huge. So massively volatile. This is just obviously given a reverse alert on the hourly there. Sentiment on this one is still everybody is long. So there is potential for this to come down and sweep yesterday's low again. I don't think there's really any liquidity anywhere else at the minute. So it's just yesterday's low sweeps that they'll be looking for. So we may get an invalidation on that and it might come down further, but it's going to take some serious more strength on the New Zealand dollar. And the New Zealand dollar has obviously been massively strong. I'm not sure it's going to be able to continue it. You know, there's no, you know, you have to run out of steam at some point. The market will take profit at some point. So it looks like it's starting here. So up to you if you want to mean revert this. I'm personally looking for shorts on the pound, which is why I got in here. So I'd much rather get in on a pullback. Yeah, think about what we're doing at the moment. Yeah, it's an uneven head and shoulders. So market structure, I'd be looking for a pullback and then drop. However, obviously to get to my pullback entry, it needs to go up. So there's your mean reversion play there. Yeah, so kind of missed it. It was yesterday. New Zealand dollar CAD. That's played out already. There we go, dropping very, very nicely. So yeah, you've kind of missed that one already. Entry was yesterday. Again, this was a double ADR look. So ADR on this is 65. We got 106, followed straight away by 109. Hourly RSI extension, way above the 80. You didn't get any opportunities to get into this. If you were taking M5 reversal alerts on this one yesterday, it really didn't give you any entries much until you got to that's high, isn't it? Yeah, so you would have had one entry there, so that was your first reversal alert and that was your second reversal alert. So you literally had an alert there which was above ADR, followed by a second which gives you your M. Yeah, and ever since then you're in and in the money. So yeah, lovely hourly. Somebody's actually got in touch with me on, actually it wasn't in Telegram this time, it was on MQL5, asking about back testing on the EA, on the market reversal alerts EA, and obviously I just said download the demo as usual, go and get the set files, test it out. They've just come back to me and said I've been testing the hourly reversions and using a 90, which is something, to be honest, I've never tested, just because we don't get there often, do we? So you're not going to get many entries. There's somebody that's been in the live room for a while, actually, that's just not got the EA. But look at the 90s and how often you get to them. It's very rare. And the 10s. Whoops. Oh. Might leave those on the chart as well, actually. So they were testing 90-10 over on the hourly only over a period of time. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 8 months or something they tested. No, it wasn't that long. It was just 4 months. So I said, go back and test again. That's right. But you look at the hits and look at the strike rate. Yeah, you've had 2 trades, admittedly, in 4 months on one instrument. Obviously, the idea with this, what they're doing is they want to pass prop slowly. This person's looking at CTI, and CTI, you have a minimum 30-day pass, right? So they're looking at CTI are looking at passing prop, but they want a strategy that is just, A plus 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 plus. This is what they've come back with, which is fantastic. But for me, I wouldn't give me enough entries. But your 90s, you're going to get a very, 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 very high strike rate. 80s is beautiful. 80s is still massively beautiful. But the 90s, I think the reasoning behind it is you're going to get more of a push. You're going to get more of a pullback, more of a profit take if we get there. Because the strength to get there, it's a multi-day push. You've got to have a good 3 or 4 days of solid, strong close, bullish candles to get to 90 on the RSI. It's hard work. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up while we were looking at this one because it just reminded me of the conversation. But yeah, I personally don't use it because it's too, I need to get into trades. I can't wait that long. But you go through, different instruments and look at how many times you're going to achieve it. So you haven't had a signal there. You've had 2 signals there on the pound CAD. Not there, not there. So you've had 2 signals on the pound CAD. But look at the size of the drop from the 90 compared to the size of the drop often from the 8. I mean, the 80 in this case is good as well. But 2 trades in November, 3 or 4 months, 2 trades, 100% strike rate, isn't it? So you just wait literally for an M15 reversal alert or M5. M15 is going to do you absolutely fine on it. You don't need to get in that quick. Better to have a better confirmed entry, really. But yeah, so interesting. Using the 90s, not something I've really tested, but visually looking at it, obviously, you can see how few entries you're going to get. And a trend doesn't come into it. If you've got a move that strong, it's irrelevant whether it's a bull or a bear market. The profit take is going to be big. The stretch is huge, isn't it? There. And then pop. That was a news event. I can't really take that into account. But yeah, 100% strike rate, isn't it? Basically. Pretty much. So so just going back to what the person was saying, it's their idea is to go in with a 2% risk. So the idea being when you get one of these entries, you go in with a 2% risk, stop beyond they're using a stop loss beyond the low. This is not a position trading thing. This is just getting in with a single. Using a decent sized stop loss with a 2% risk, going for a 1-to-1. That was their strategy. And there's all sorts of variations. You could use a trailer, you could use all sorts of things on it, couldn't you? But a 1-to-1 with a 2%, yeah. If you get 2 to 3 entries a month, which is all you really need, isn't it? Off of 28 pairs, you're done, aren't you? Really, 6% a month, something like that, 8% a month. If you went with a 1.5, you're going to get 10% out of it. So just something to think about. Market reversal alerts EA or obviously auto trade it for you. It's worth back testing, I think. I'll add it to my long list of stuff. There's one there. Big pop. There's one there. Pop. Sort of. It's not. You could test 85. I've tested 2080. 2080 for position trading. 2080 is phenomenal. Lovely, phenomenal. But you don't get many entries, and I'm greedy. The DAX is really not interested. Oh, I need my illustration, don't I? Here we come. Oh, just always. John Wick has entered the building. Mr. Wick. So propulsion move on the cash balance. Sellers are selling straight back into it. Looks bearish, but buyers are not giving up. So we'll see. Very hard with these wicks into a propulsion gap. But if you want to take this long now, stop under the low. You've got a very nice reward there. So, normal risk, stop loss play. We're scalping on M5, so using a stop loss. Gap fill play. So just quickly looking at the DAX. Yeah. That low has been rejected again. Yeah. There is only one place to go. Gap fill. Yeah. So it's a lovely long opportunity. So your opening range breakout M5 will obviously get you into a nice profitable trade anyway on it. But if you want to get in early with a tighter risk and then add a second there, that would be a lovely play today. Just to let you know. Big Papa, position trading is not about timing. It's not about accuracy. It's about getting in frequently and taking profits. Yeah. No need to look for high accuracy entries. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I mean, this is not a high. This is a high accuracy strategy. Yeah, not. It's not position trading. As I say, this person is using the EA. You know, because a lot of people buy the market reversal alerts EA because they're using market reversal alerts indicator for stop loss strategies, which is what it was developed for initially. It's market structure break strategy. So, you know, it's a stop loss strategy. You go put your stop loss up there and you take your profit, as you do with all strategies. But then you need to be accurate. So you need to take the right ones, which is where everybody goes wrong when they leave all the negative reviews and message me saying, this is a repainting indicator. Yes, it is. It's repainting market structure. Market structure changes on a regular basis. You're not understanding it. You take these at levels that make logical sense, not every single one, because it's not going to work every time. But if you're taking the 15-minute reversals when the RSI is extended above the 90 level on the hourly chart, that's about as accurate as you're going to get. You're not going to get many invalidations on them. And if you're using a stop loss, which is, you know, realistic, yeah, so let's say they do an M pattern stop hunt on it, you just make sure you're out of their reach. Because if you're extended by 90 on the hourly RSI, you've got a big move coming. You're going to have to hold it for multiple days as well, which is, again, it's not me. I'm in and out and done. Use hedging if concerned about drawdown. If you're concerned about drawdown, Big Papa, hedging is the worst thing you can do. I think you might need to go and revisit that. Let's look at the set files, yeah? Right? ADR reversals, 0.43, return of 14%. H4M15, 2% drawdown, 6%. H1M5, 3.5% drawdown, 4%. Hedging, 14% drawdown, 16% return. Yeah, I think you've got it wrong way around, Big Papa. Hedging is going to give you the biggest drawdown out of all of them. It's going to give you the biggest return, but it's going to be, your drawdown is going to be considerably higher. Yeah. Which is why I don't use the hedging set file personally. I use H4M15, or actually H4M5 now, slightly tweaked it, and H1M5. You hedge differently. Well, that's fine. So if you're in here talking about a strategy I don't teach, I'm not going to talk about it because it's not what I do. If you hedge differently, well done. But hedging will always get you more drawdown. So I wouldn't recommend it if you don't like drawdown. If you like profit, though, woohoo! If you like profit, that's your puppy. But look at the ADR reversals this month, yeah? Well, this is the last 4 weeks. 14% return. We're sitting in 0.4. This is every ADR reversal possible that you could have taken in the last 3 weeks. 14%. Big enough. So I'm saying this month, everything's just gone absolutely spot on this month. It's just been, market structure has just been textbook all month. It's not going to happen like this every month. But this month, yeah, wow. Well, I say this month, February I'm talking about. This month, we're 2 days in. So this month so far, 1.43% plus 63, so 2% this month. Not bad, off of a 0.3 drawdown. There you go. Where was I? Pound New Zealand. Right, our friend Pound New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, we've looked at this one, haven't we? It's just huge. So I've got a feeling, I've just got a feeling this is going to come down for another leg. I don't know. The pound is just not, pound's lost its mojo, and the New Zealand dollar's just not giving up, is it? You'd have thought after that ADR reversal, whoa, what an ADR reversal. Look at the pullback on it. 2 hours, and then literally the entire Asian and London session collapsed. New York had nothing. New York made a new low. So this thing is on fire at the minute. It's massively extended. And from a mean reversion perspective, yeah, this is where you're going to get in. But I would be prepared for another leg on it. I don't know. We'll see. I've no idea, obviously, but the way this is coming down, crikey. So yeah, so I'm short on this at the moment based on sentiment. I'm not. I mean, the EA is. The sentiment EA is short on this at the moment. Right. New Zealand CAD. Already played out, basically. So there's your weekly. Already played out. New Zealand Swiss is starting to play out at the moment. So I've just taken a second buy on this based on sentiment. The sentiment on New Zealand dollar Swiss is still bullish. 81% of the market is short. So the sentiment EA is buying it up. Looking for a run on that high. Oh, we banked some, look. That's good. That's banking on trading stops. Right, so there is your ADRs covered. Oh, it's holding up well, that propulsion gap, isn't it? Mr. Weak. Look at those wicks. Sellers are well and truly in control of this today. Mumo, so if I get your setup correctly, you've run different MT4 instances for the different strategies. Yes. What CPU and RAM spec is my VPS? I don't know. I can ask, I can tell you. About your PC. This is an Intel Xeon 16 gig RAM. It's a VPS, so I believe I've got 4 vCPUs on this. I don't know, it doesn't say, does it? But I think it's 4 CPUs, I think. I don't know how you tell. I'd have to have a look at my invoice, but yeah, it's 4, I think. On that one. That's quite a big server, that one. Oh no, it's 8. Sorry, you know, it's 8. It's 8. It's definitely it's 8. It's double the RAM is double the CPU, so it's 8 CPUs, 16 gig RAM, $50 a month, 54, something like that. Pounds, sorry, £54 a month, not dollars. So whatever that is in dollars, I don't know, probably $70 a month or something like that. I closed at 1.9455 GN. Yeah, I closed out my pound New Zealand yesterday as well. I wouldn't blame you for closing it. Yeah, anytime on Tuesday was absolutely fine. Anytime yesterday was double bubble. I was still in it in London, holding on like hell in London, watching M15. But, you know, looking at it in M15 yesterday, it didn't give you a, you know, it never broke the highs. Yeah, it pulled down, made a new low, pushed back up, never broke the highs, pushed down, pulled back into propulsion, never broke the high, pushed down, pulled back into propulsion, never broke the high. It just never gave you an exit. I got out in New York. That was it. So yeah, it's absolutely lovely. Oh, by the way, we were talking about Fiddlecrest yesterday, weren't we? I started a Fiddlecrest evaluation yesterday, just to try him out. So yeah, I started trading yesterday. I've done 2. The target's 5%. Remember, on Fiddlecrest, is it 5%? It is 5%, isn't it? Can't remember. Oh yeah, I can't get there, can I? Because I've got to change my link to that one. Yeah, 5% per level, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no, hang on. So it's 10% profit target.
Thanks for the follow.
It's 5%. The maximum loss is 5% of drops, isn't it? So yeah, you got to do 10%. So yeah, so I started one yesterday with them. Basically. So yeah, so I done 2.25% today, sitting in 1% at the moment. So I'll let you know how I get on. But the reason I've done this, Fiddlecrest, who was it yesterday I was asking about it? It was in the New York session, wasn't it? So they might not be in here now. But if you're re-watching this replay, whoever you are that was in here in New York yesterday, the reason I'm doing this as a test is it's only a 10K account. I've taken the smallest one, which was 90 euros. So the reason I'm doing this is basically just to test execution, and execution is really good. So because the thing that I always worry about with a prop firm, the main concern is execution and what broker they're using. The broker is called Foreign Exchange Clearinghouse. I've never heard of this. I don't think it is a broker. I think this is an ECN connection with Fiddlecrest. And I know Fiddlecrest are one of the few that do actually fund you. So, oh, it's you, David, was it? Aha, right, okay. Yeah, so I'm doing a demo with them, doing an evaluation with them, as you can see. So this is Fiddlecrest. But yeah, market execution is instant. Spreads are not there. The spread is, as you can see, there is no spread. It's absolutely tight as your butthole. Yeah, this is euro pound, no spread. Let's look at a New Zealand pair. That gives you an idea. Yeah, so pound New Zealand spread is 2 pips, which is pretty standard. Looking at something like euro US dollar, there's virtually no spread at all. DAX, nothing. There's no spread. Yeah, so as you can see, it's spreading there. Yeah, so there you can see the spread, the red line and the grey line. It's like that. It's not even that. That's even wider than the spread. So there's nothing. So yeah, spread is awesome. Data feed, no issues whatsoever. It's fast. Market execution is instant. In, out, nothing. It's just brilliant. So yeah, I rate them as a prop firm. They're just a little bit more expensive. And obviously we've got that issue, which may or may not be an issue, where maximum loss gets reduced in stage 2. So yeah, we'll see. For some reason, I thought it was a 5% target. It's just because all these 5% we were talking about yesterday everywhere. But no, it's a 10% target, isn't it? No, hang on. Look, profit target for phase 1 and 2, 5%. Oh, it is 5. You know, it is 5%. I'm not going mad. I was looking at the wrong one. Ah, right. Okay. So your pro trader account, the big accounts, they want a 10% target. The small accounts, they only want a 5% target. So the 50K is only a 5% target in stage 1 and stage 2. Right, okay, so now that Right. So now that actually adds another little level of excitement, because the 50K, although it is cheaper with my Forex funds, you have an 8% stage one target. So you've got 3% extra to achieve. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I like them. But as you know, from a testing perspective, my test was execution, market execution, spot on. Love it. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I'm trading a really simple strategy, as you can probably see. You can probably see what I'm doing. Can anybody guess what I'm doing? I'm trading the hourly charts. Can anybody guess what my strategy is? Let's look through the trades. There's gold, short. New Zealand dollar Swiss, I'm short. Euro pound, I'm short. Euro CAD, I'm short. Aussie New Zealand, I'm long. What am I doing? Another example of hedging. I currently in Euro pound short since yesterday. I was just long Euro CAD. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to talk about other strategies, Big Papa. Profit target is small for a small account, but profit share is not as attractive. Yeah. ADR reversal. Big Papa's got it based on WRB. You're embarking on a YouTube career to become an influencer. I'm not doing that. No. I can't influence people. YouTubers, influencers, I think they're more younger. Put it that way. Yeah, so hidden gap targets. So basically all I'm doing literally is on the hourly charts, it's literally waiting for an RSI extension, targeting propulsion. Yeah. So entry on this one is there. Stop loss is down there. So nice, decent. There's yesterday's low. So just giving it decent breathing room and targeting propulsion gaps. So I've got a propulsion gap there and a propulsion gap there and a resistance, a support, which will turn into resistance. So I'm targeting there, targeting that propulsion gap. Could be there. I'm not. Euro CAD, very simple. Yeah, extension. Waited for that bearish engulfing. Had a pending order. Stop above the high. Propulsion. Let's look at the closed trades. That would probably be better, wouldn't it? So US dollar Swiss. I had a trailer on this one. No, I didn't have TPs on it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, US dollar Swiss was a little bit of a different one, actually. Ignore that one. That was my first trade, which was a little tester. Let's look at the proper ones. Ignore that one. This was a sell. My stop loss was too small on this one. Stopped out. Target, propulsion. Pound yen. Long. Target was propulsion. Had a trailing stop on it though, which took me out. Swiss yen. Buy. Target propulsion. Stop loss trailer took me out. Pound New Zealand. Buy. Target propulsion. Stop loss trailer took me out. DAX just took that one a minute ago. I've got some more. Have I got more profit? All history. It doesn't seem like $200. $226. Guess it is. Yeah. There you go. So that's all I'm doing basically. Just simple RSI. So all I'm doing every few hours is, well, I'm not doing every few hours. Every time I get an RSI extension alert on the dashboard, literally getting in, finding a decent place for a stop when we get some bullish price action, and then targeting the next propulsion gap on the hourly with a stop loss. So it's a stop loss strategy, unlike me normally, because it's prop. But anyway, that's Feed or Crest. So I just going off on tangent. I was just trying out Feed or Crest. So that's all of those covered. New Zealand dollar Swiss as well. So again, big push. We've got two big ADR moves. So got propulsion gap there to target potentially, and that propulsion gap there. However, at the moment, sentiment on this one is the opposite direction, New Zealand dollar Swiss, as you would imagine. Sit down here. Yeah, so New Zealand dollar Swiss, 81% of the market is short on this at the moment. Yeah, so the liquidity is all here. Yeah, 81% of the market is mean reverting this. So sentiment EA is long at the minute. However, obviously it's very, very extended. So this is quite possibly coming down from there. But two separate strategies, aren't they? Pick one. Adrian got it right as well, hidden gap targets. How are you able to run so many pairs? Do you have a unique set file for each pair? No, every pair runs the same set file. So are you talking about the market reverse alerts EA? So yeah, with market reverse alerts EA, yeah, you just have every pair running. Got 28 pairs running. The dashboard is monitoring, obviously, of everything, but it's just got 28 pairs running, all using exactly the same set file. Yeah, my set files. Have you watched Mumo? Have you watched the Bootcamp? If you've watched the Bootcamp, you'll know that everything I do is based on percentages, not pips. Yeah, so I use ADR only, right? So ADR is dynamic and it is different on every pair. Yeah, so this is a 43 ADR for that pair. That pair has an ADR of 106. That pair has an ADR of 76. Yeah, so by basing all of my entries on ADR and my risk on ADR, I can use exactly the same set file for every single instrument, and it will trade every single instrument in exactly the same way. So for me, I'm risking 0.2% of my balance on a half an ADR. Yeah. So if I get in here, for example, it will measure half an ADR, put the stop there, calculate the lot size automatically based on a half an ADR stop, get me into the position, remove the stop loss. Yeah. And then it will position trade that for me. And the target to get out is down here somewhere. I get lost in my own EA. The target is either $250, which is 0.25% profit, or 1/3 of an ADR. Yeah, can't type. So I'm getting in with a 0.25% roughly risk on half an ADR, and I'm targeting 1/3 of an ADR. So every single calculation for risk and target and distance between entries is based on the average daily range. As this changes and becomes dynamic and moves on a daily basis, all of those parameters will change. So it means that you don't have to use a different set file for everything. If you were to use pips for risk, which is why you should never use pips in trading as a measurement, if you used pips and you used a 20 pip stop, for example, a 20 pip stop on that is going to be totally different. Look at the ADR dash, yeah? If you use a 20 pip stop on CAD Swiss, that's got an ADR of 39, 40 pips roughly, yeah? So you're using half an ADR as a stop loss with 20 pips. If you use a 20 pip stop on the pound New Zealand, that's got an ADR of 186 pips. It moves 186 pips a day. So a 20 pip stop on that is one candle on 5-minute chart going against you and you're out. Yeah, you can't do that. So if by using ADR, average daily range, as a instrument measurement for everything that you trade, you will always be getting in with the right lot size for the instrument that you're trading based on its average daily movement. Therefore, you never have to use a different set file. The set file is exactly the same on every pair. The only thing that's different is the magic numbers. That's all that changes. So all I do is I open up every instrument, put the EA on there, load up the set file, change the magic number. Different magic number. Yeah, that's the only difference. Every single set file apart from that has got exactly the same settings. Same for, this is the ADR reversal set file. Same for the mean reversion set file. This is running on the M5 time frame now. Exactly the same set file. It's using 1/4% risk based on half an ADR, and the target is half an ADR or 0.5%. I don't care which. Either you get me out with $500, which is 0.5% of my account, or you get me out with half an ADR movement if you've got multiple positions on. Yeah, that's all it's doing. It's all the standard set files. That's the H1M5 mean reversion set file. All doing the same thing. Make sense? David, how do you have your trailing stop loss set up? An ADR percentage or specific pip amount? On the Fiddle Crest. So all I'm doing is, there's nothing. This is really technical. Okay, this is going to blow your mind. What I do is every hour I pop into the here and I have a look at my trade manager dash and I go, oh, Euro CAD. So don't forget, I'm risking $50 per trade, which is 0.5%. So I'm risking 0.5% per entry. So what I do is I come in here and I go, oh, Euro CAD, 0.5%. I need to protect that. Okay, let's put a trailer on it. And what I do is I look at the price action at the moment and I measure the candle before and go 164. Let's go 160. Yeah. And then I remove the TP. Technical, isn't it? It blows your mind. So basically what I'm saying is I'm near the TP, right? But it's going pretty well. Yeah, so I'm 1-to-1. So I'll stick a trailer on it. And as we're getting close to TP and we've got a big bear candle on it, I expect we'll find some buyers in here. If we don't and we blow through it down to the next propulsion, I'll just take whatever I get. Or, and the reason the TPs are there is if I'm not paying attention and I don't check it and we get a massive propulsion candle that hits TP, excellent. If it's overnight and I'm asleep and it hits TP, excellent. But while I'm monitoring it, that is as technical as I get with trailing stops. I really don't care. It's a case of, well, that candle is around about 160. That's what I'll do as a trailer. That one's roughly 160 odd. I can eyeball it and go, yeah, something like 160 will give us a bit of breathing room. But if we get a nice movement and pull back and push, yeah, nothing technical. I don't overcomplicate it. Germany 30 goes up. Yeah, DAX has just pushed. So exactly what I just said. Yeah, propulsion. Gap fill is in play. Yeah, we've rejected that low. It's very clear on the daily what we're doing. Yeah, we've just tested that low. We've rejected it. Sellers, 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 sellers. They can't make progress. The whole thing is being absorbed by the buyers at the moment. Very seller heavy. We're either going to break it or they weren't. They failed. Now they're puking. So this is a textbook of when I keep saying the opposite side is puking. What I mean is the sellers have been selling like crazy into this. Yeah, we've got John Wick all over the place. Yeah, they're selling and selling and selling, and all that's happening is the buyers are absorbing every position. Every sell order entered there has a stop. Yeah, as soon as those stops get triggered, we get a propulsion move because everybody that is short exits their position. To exit their position, they become a buyer. That's why you get that pop when you hit a level, because it's all the stop orders triggering on the sellers that have been trying to drive the market short. As that pop happens, all the buyers see that their position is working and they add to their position, which causes a propulsion move. In this case, we've got a propulsion move followed by potentially a propulsion move, depending on what happens with this candle. Yeah, we're pushing up into this gap. When we get to that gap, we will stop and wait for New York. So opening range break high on the 5-minute and the 15-minute up into there. Can you do ES? Not yet. ES will be later. Don't trade the S&P in the morning. Trade the S&P in the afternoon. But it will do the same as the DAX. So follow the DAX. The S&P will do the same. If you want to know about the S&P, come back later. We cover US markets in the US session. What function did you use just now to pull up the trailing stop? So all you do is right-click on your order. So where you just hover over your order and right-click. Yeah. Go to trailing stop. You can set this in points. That's never big enough. So I go custom, set to 160. Okay. So it's literally just right-click on your order. You can either right-click on your order, or you can right-click on your stop loss, or you can right-click, if you had a TP, you can right-click on your TP. So any of the orders, or you can do it in here. Yeah. If you go to your order, right-click, can't see it. Go to your order, right-click, trailing stop, custom. Or, no, that's only the way you do trading stops as far as I know. That'd be another way. Thank you, understood. Still running the True Forex Funds Challenge. Oh, yes, no, that one. I forgot about that. No, I blew it. Yeah, True Forex Funds, no, I blew it. Yeah, I scalped in the on the Friday afternoon and I blew it. This was only a tiny little account. Probably won't log me in now, will it? No, account disabled. Yeah, no, I blew that one. I was mucking about with it. The trouble with these little tiddly ones, yeah, because that True Forex one, I think it cost me $70. When I'm doing, I never do challenges. I never do 10K, 50. Every challenge I do is 50K and above, which I treat seriously. I've got another my Forex funds running at the moment, which is, you know, I use those accounts, so I actually pay attention to them. When I'm doing these little ones, like I'm doing with this Fidelcrest one now, I just kind of get in and don't pay much attention to it. And I don't care if I lose it. It's $70, just irrelevant. Yeah, when you're trading 100K accounts and you're making thousands a day, or hundreds a day, rather, not normally thousands. A $70 account is just a throwaway thing, really. So I just mucked about with it on Friday afternoon and blew it. I was meant to carry it. I completely forgot about it, to be honest, because I'd signed up for True Forex Funds on that Friday. We had a look at it, and I wanted to see what the market execution was like, because they were a new account, and they were fine. So True Forex Funds were pretty good. But again, just wouldn't. There's no advantage over my Forex funds. There's nobody out there that has got any better offering than my Forex funds or EA, as far as I'm concerned personally. So those are the two I use. But Fidelcrest have got an advantage in the 5% profit target on the smaller accounts. So that is actually a pretty good selling point to me if I'm doing 50Kers. You know, that 3%. Yeah, I mean, look at what I've done today. Yeah. I've done 2.26 today. I've done half my target today. There's no time limit on it. So if this gets up to $250 or 200 and whatever I need, $270, yeah, which is why I've just removed that TP. Oh, no, I closed it, you idiot. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. That's the trouble with doing quick market execution, people. What an idiot. Oh, well, I've just banked a bit more. That's the danger of this right-click thing, yeah. I hate this. Close. I wish you could remove it. I've done that so many times by accident where I've gone to modify an order and I've accidentally closed it. And there's no, do you really want to do, it's just shut. Yeah. I've tried to go to trailing stops and I've fat moused it and hit close by accident. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, so now it's going to be a bit more difficult because that might have That might have been the trade that flew today, but one of these might be the trade that flies today. But yeah, so if I can do like another, again, out of these 4 positions, for example, that's passed, isn't it? So they have got an advantage in the fact that 3%, 2.5% a day on a busy day, especially on a news day, that's not unnormal at all. 5% days are normal on news days. Any experience with E8 funding? I've heard mixed reviews. Yeah, brilliant. What's the mixed reviews you've heard? What's the negatives you've heard about E8? I've not had any negative experiences with E8 at all. I've withdrawn from them. I've passed multiple customer support. I haven't used, so I can't say positive or negative because I haven't actually used customer support. No, I have. The first funded account I got, I emailed customer support and said, where's my funded account? And they said, what's your account number? And then I got an email. But that was me being, I've passed, give me my funded account. Literally an hour after I passed. So I didn't actually give them time to do the process, to be fair. But when I contacted support, they sorted it. Although I don't think it was actually something needed sorting. But so yeah, I've never had any accusations of opposite hedging orders on other prop firms. I don't know. I've not had that. It may be that they're trading in a certain way that rings alarm bells. I think maybe the people that are E8 has got a leaderboard in the back, and the people that are passing evaluations within 2 to 3 minutes, yeah, those people, I think what they are doing is literally this. On Aussie New Zealand now, right? You go, let's pick something that's moving, the DAX, right? Go down to the M5 chart on the DAX. Right now, on E8, hit short, on my Forex funds, hit long. Yeah, with 5% risk, or 2% risk, or 3% risk, or whatever. And then this thing goes boom, 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 pass. My Forex funds goes boom, 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 blown. Yeah. Stage 2. Go long E8, short my Forex funds. Pop, 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 pass. Yeah. So you see these people in the back end of E8 on the leaderboard where they've passed it literally in minutes. And they then get their funded account and they do the same thing. Short with 5% of my account. Pop, pop, pop. 15% profit. Stop. Withdraw. Those, I would imagine, E8 are going, come on, mate. You're taking the mickey. You're not a trader. You're literally playing the system. I don't do that. So my P&L in all of my evaluations will look like that. Pass. Yeah, lots of losses in there. Yeah. A person that's playing the system and hedging with another prop firm, their P&L will look like that. Or that. That's it. They might look like that. But I guess maybe those people are, and those will be the people that moan, aren't they? Because they are trying to con the company, getting caught, and I would imagine they go, and they start moaning about it. So I can understand that. But if you're going to do it properly, you're not going to get that accusation and not have that problem, are you? On your chart, how do you show weekdays on session separator? Right click, properties, common, show period separators. It's these lines. So it's just in properties. Unless you're talking about are you talking about these lines in here? So where you've got Tuesday, Monday, Friday, that's an indicator. So if you go onto the website and go to indicators, other indicators and template, that indicator's in there, and it's called daily sessions indicator. No, it's not. Sorry, it's called DFX day of the week. Day of the week indicator. It's that one. But it's got a bug in it. It doesn't show Wednesdays. Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't show Wednesday. It's probably it's just probably a bug. It's probably a third. Someone's got the indicator. Someone's got the source code. Someone's broken it. Someone's put it out there, and I've got the broken one. I don't know. I don't care. But MT4 does it anyway. I was on Forex Factory thread somewhere. Yeah. I mean, it's the thing. People are going to moan when they get caught. If you don't see, it's like with EAs. You know, there's my Forex funds. Oh, that's the other thing, David. Right? Remember, I was saying it in here. There was a reason I didn't like Fidelcrest. And I couldn't think what it was yesterday. And I found out what it is. Yeah. The reason I didn't like them. Can you use EAs or robots? No. Wednesdays are an illusion. Yeah. Wednesdays are the reversal days. That's probably why they haven't got a name on them. You can't use EAs. Hence me manually trading on this account at the moment. I am literally manually trading with these buttons, and I'm using the this to basically calculate my risk. So yeah, you can't use EAs unless you ask for special permission. So it says Fidelcrest and its investors are mostly looking for real traders who can trade based on their own analysis and don't rely on EAs or trading robots. However, since our business is to find profitable traders, an exception for EAs and trading robots might be granted by our risk team. In order to get such exception, please contact customer support. So you've got to email customer support if you want to use an EA. Please remember that showing proper risk management is one of the key values we look for in our traders. One of the reasons is these guys actually fund you. Yeah. A lot of the prop firms out there don't. Fidelcrest do. They're one of the few that do. So copy trading as well, not allowed. So they're really strict on this. You can tell the proper prop firms, the prop firms that actually are funding you and actually looking for real traders, they will have tighter rules. So that's another reason. Why do some prop traders complain about my Forex fund's equity or balance drawdown rule? Disclaimer, I've blown 4 challenges manual trading. Why do some prop traders complain about my Forex fund's equity or balance drawdown rule? I don't know why they would. It's the best in the industry. It's a daily one. You can't get better than that. You could. It could be fixed forever, but you can't complain about my Forex fund's equity or balance drawdown rule because it's better than the vast majority, or it's either the same as or the better than the vast majority. So, yeah. Dances with Wolves. Sorry, you're asking about the weekday thing. You're new to MetaTrader 5. I don't use MetaTrader 5, but I'm pretty sure it's the same in MetaTrader 5 if you want to use the period separators. I don't use it, but old school half-day closing on Wednesdays, yeah. Whenever I download MT4, it's being MT5. Don't know why. So do you have these indicators on MT5? No, I don't. What do you mean whenever you download MT4, it ends up being MT5? That doesn't make sense. Download MT4. I don't know what you're talking about. Dances with Wolves. Your broker will provide you with MT4 or MT5. You download it from your broker, yeah? Or your prop firm will provide you with a link to download MT4 or MT5, depending on which you've chosen. So you download it from your prop firm, yeah? This one here, this MT4 you're looking at now is Robo Forex. This MT4 is provided by Fidelcrest. This MT4, well, which is over on another monitor, is provided by Traders Global Group. This MT4 is probably going to load and be absolutely massive all over the screen. Drum roll, please. Is provided by E8. This one I haven't actually got. It's not running at the moment with anything, but this is an E8 version. Yeah. Look, E8 up there in the corner. So you just download it from your broker. Ah, I know what you're talking about. Right. Okay. So let's knock this one on the head. MetaTrader for download, right? Everybody gets stuck with this one. Download MetaTrader 4 for PC. When you go to this link on MetaTrader4.com, right, it takes you to here. Download MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 for desktop, download MetaTrader 5 for Windows. Yeah. Everybody, when they go and Google to download MetaTrader 4, they get to this page and they hit that button. They go, why do I keep getting MetaTrader 5? Scroll down. There's MetaTrader 4. They are pushing MetaTrader 5. That's all. If that's what you're doing. But always download it from your broker, not from anywhere else. How do you collect the retail sentiment data that is on your website? Secret. I just basically go and grab it from different sources, basically. It's published. Retail sentiment is published by many, many brokers. For example, IG sentiment. Yeah. So if you go to dailyfx.com, this is the retail sentiment from IG. Yeah. So there's their data. Yeah. Maxi publish it. Dukascopy publish it. There's lots of brokers that publish their retail sentiment. There's retail sentiment published on Forex Factory. There's retail published in other places as well. So I basically have an algorithm which regularly goes and gets that data and aggregates it. That's all. So lots of sources. So this is an amalgamation you're seeing of lots of different sources. On your Fidel account, are you getting in on price action? It's just price action. I'm not using the indicator on this. I'm just getting in. I'm literally trading, as you can see. I have the only indicator I've got on here is the RSI and the WRB. I don't, confession, I don't use the market reverse alerts indicator on most of my accounts. Not because I'm not trading market structure. I just don't need it. I can tell you where the reversal alert is on this chart. Yeah, the reversal alert on this chart is there. I don't need it because I created the indicator to help people identify market structure breaks. I can see it on the chart. It's there. But I don't need it to get in. I can also see market structure breaks on a smaller basis. So the market reverse alerts indicator would not have signaled that because that is the support rectangle. That low is not below that low. However, this is still a W reversal, and that is your market structure break. That's not market reversal alerts indicator break, but it's a market structure break. So I would take along there. In fact, let's do it. I'm late. I'm very, very late on this one. So what I would have to do is adjust this dramatically. Whoa. Where's my stop loss and take profit lines? It's not going to work on this because of the digits, is it? I'm just going to have to manually calculate the risk on this. $65 times 10. God, brain. Hang on a minute. So that's 65 cent risk, isn't it? So 0.65 times 100 is $65. 0.01 times 100 is one lot long. There we go. There we go. So TP is going to be up in the gap, which is 153.15. So it's below that propulsion there. There we go. There's a DAX long. God, there's a lot of chat this morning. We're chatty this morning, aren't we? DM, what do you think about a very new prop firm? Can't find any reference about it anywhere. Don't use it. It's big pip funding. They're only 2 months old prop firm, but conditions are very good. No time limit, static drawdown, no stop loss, weak end swing trading allowed. Big pip funding. Don't know. Never heard of them, obviously, because they're new. No minimum, no maximum. Minimum trading days is 5 days. So it's the same as my Forex funds. Profit target 9%. It's higher than my Forex funds. Profit split 85%. They do a one-step evaluation as well. That's pretty cheap, isn't it? This is for traders who wish to get funded faster. Standard evaluation. It's a 2-step. What? Why would you pay the same price for a 2-step evaluation as a 1-step evaluation? What's the difference? No maximum days. You've got to trade minimum 5. No maximum daily loss. Right, your maximum loss is 5%, right? So it's got a small loss and a higher target. But you can pass in one go. Profit split is only 70%. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's cheap as well. Not too expensive, rather. Yeah, but you know they're only 2 months old. So let's have a look at them in 6 months. You know, a 50k account is the same price on my Forex funds with a 2-step evaluation. Profit targets are better on my Forex funds. So again, you just evaluate it yourself. You know, what I think of this is irrelevant. Try them, see what happens. As long as they're not funded with, as long as they're not using 8cap as a broker, give them a go if you fancy it. Is Big Pip funding a credible company? Come on, anybody that's got an FAQ that asks if they're a credible company is dodgy. I don't know. Are you is KYC mandatory? Know your client. It's mandatory post. It's verifying your identity. Yeah. Documents required for KYC. It's not safe. How much? Valuation. Can you use EAs basically? Yes, you can. Tick scalping arbitrage are not allowed. Yeah. Do they use deal? Doesn't say how you get paid. Doesn't matter, but yeah, I mean, then I don't know. Literally, there are. I would say every month there's probably 5 new, 10 new prop firms coming out. So you're going to pick one. I just like using established companies. I'm happy with my Forex funds. It's going to take a lot to drag me from my Forex funds. It's got to be a really good offering to get me away from them. Or E8. So I've completely lost track of where we are in the chat. Running my strategy on FTMO challenge due to finish next Tuesday. Thoughts on FTMO? They're good, but not as good as my Forex funds, in my opinion. FTMO are a good company, well established. They're one of the originators, FTMO, so nothing wrong with them. Just not as good as my Forex funds from what I look for in a prop firm. I have been funded with FTMO. I don't know what their payouts are now, but FTMO only used to pay out once a month, which I don't like. Because with prop firms, if I get my account up to 5K, I tend to stop trading and wait for payout to withdraw that so that I don't accidentally blow that. I don't want to wait 30 days when I can get paid in 2 weeks or 1 week, depending on the firm I'm using. So that's the only disadvantage. But if they've changed that, then yeah, they're just as good. Mean to get MT4, go to your broker website. Yeah, I'm not keen on MT4 or MT5 as I like to trade off the charts. I like IG. Yeah, whatever. It's exactly the same. A chart is a chart. Depends what wherever platform it's on, a chart is a chart. They're all the same. You mentioned yesterday that your sentiment EA is making an API call to get the sentiment data. No, it's not an API call. It's just an HTTP request to a website that has it. It's basically it's a Google document. So yeah. But no, I'm not going to make it available. No. But you can do. If you want to build your own, you can do. But the setup file literally says MT4 and installs MT5. Are you talking about the MT5? MT4 setup. I'm doing it live to see what happens. This looks like MT4's installer to me, not MT5's. Let's see what it opens. Oh my God, it is. Oh, weird. MetaTrader 5, look. MT4 have got... This is a MetaTrader 4 website. Well, I didn't know that. There you go. That's weird, isn't it? Someone wants to email them and say, oh, you got the wrong one. But anyway, yeah, forget that. Just get it from your broker. I never use MT4 from the MT4 website. I use MT4 from my broker. So yeah, forget about the website. Oh gosh, the setup file literally says MT4. Yeah, MT4 installer from the issue MetaTrader actually went to MT5. Yeah, everybody's saying that now. Yeah, I see. Most brokers still have MT4 though, so not a problem. Yeah, MT4 is better than MT5 in my opinion. It's just more stable. Everything works on it. There's more indicators available. There's not enough differences between MT4 and MT5 to use MT5. The reason MetaQuotes released MT5 was purely to tap into the futures market. Yeah, so MT5 has the ability to stream futures data. It's slightly different. The way that it's processed on candle close, the data is processed on candle open in futures. It's a slightly different way of displaying the information. So the MT5 has that ability. What they didn't realize was there is way better futures trading software out there, and everybody trading futures wants either heat map or ladder, and MT5 don't provide that. So they produced this piece of software to tap into the futures market in a market was saturated with free software, which is 10 times better. That's why MT5 died. It's not dead. It's just 95% of people use MT4. And I know that because I sell indicators on the marketplace. 95% of my sales are MT4 based, not MT5. That's the only reason I use MT4, because everybody else is using it. And I've used it all my life. I've used it for 13 years. So I'm an MT4 trader. You know, people now are on TradingView and all sorts of stuff. And, it's just each to your own. Use whatever you want. But No, I just use MT4. So since the state of situation regarding MT4, MT5, maybe it's time for you to upgrade your indicators. All my indicators are on MT5. Yeah. All of my indicators, yeah, are available for MT4 and MT5. Yeah, already. The other indicators that are not mine, I can't update. I haven't got the source code for them. They're not mine. Yeah, I can't provide you with MT5 versions of things that I don't have. They're not mine. All of these are all my indicators. What's on this page are not my indicators. So in here, that's mine. That's mine. Everything else you see in this list is not mine. So I can't, they're not mine. These prop firms are making money from fees, not really looking for profitable traders. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But to be honest, whether they are or not, they don't care. Doesn't matter, does it? Their business model will make money regardless. Big pip scalping is pretty easy. No profit target. As long as you are in profit, they will scale your account every 3 months. And therein lies the problem, DM. They will scale your account every 3 months. Do you know the statistics on people that hold a funded account for 3 months? It's less than 1%. So if you are in that less than 1% that can hold a funded account, I make money trading as a living. I can't hold a funded account for 3 months. I can, and I have, but most of the time I don't. So forget scaling. You will never scale an account. It's the same as compounding. Compounding looks good on paper. No one can do it because you blow your account. So forget scaling. And that's why, like I say, I go in, I don't bother about anything. What I'm interested in is getting that and building it up to a percentage where I can withdraw it. That's it. I don't care. I'm going to blow that. No, I am. I blow them regularly, which is why I do so many evaluations. I'm doing this one now. Might make it, might blow it. Don't know. But I'm over leveraging. I'm going with 0.5% position. I'm going in with multiple positions. I'll either hit that target of 5% today or I won't. And if I don't, I'll take another evaluation. If I take 10 evaluations, pass 3 of them, make 15 grand in profit, I don't care. And that's their business model, right? Their business model is do evaluations and pay us $300 to $500 every time you do one. I go, yep, no problem. My business model is I will do 10 or 15 of your evaluations each month. And out of the profit, out of the accounts I get, I will grow those up by 5 or 10 grand and I will take 15,000 away from you. Yeah. I'm one of the 5% that makes a withdrawal. The 95% that don't make a withdrawal, you use their money to pay me. I don't give a monkey's how they pay us. They pay us. Yeah. You just got to play the game. The game is not keep an account and grow it. That is not how you do it. Curious why the beef with 8cap. 8cap's execution is terrible. Market execution. So their spreads are okay, but their market execution is awful. When you press the button in 8cap, yeah, God, where's the one? There you go. When you press that button in 8cap, there will be a delay of many seconds before your order is actually there. And then when you drag your stop loss up there, it will be seconds before it actually gets executed. The overnight spreads that I saw on 8cap were not unusual for brokers, but they were there and they were on a prop firm, not acceptable. So yeah, that's the only beef I've got with them. If they've changed, that's fine. But every prop firm I've used that has 8cap as a broker, I've literally not been able to trade on it. I use the price action. So one of the main ways that I trade is with my price action toolkit. Yeah. So when I'm using the price action toolkit, I need fast execution, right? So when I hit this button, what account am I on? Sentiment, that's right. So when I hit that button, I need that happening there. When I hit that button, right, I need that to happen instant. On 8cap, I will hit that button and then that will happen. And I'll be like, Jesus, right, okay, and I'll move my stop loss from there to there. And then that will happen. And it will go, it's literally, you are sitting there waiting. If I'm trading on M5, I'm on the daily chart. If I'm trading on M5 at the open of New York or at the open of Frankfurt, yeah, this thing's going like that, right? If I hit the buy button there and it does that and I get executed there, that's not the trade I wanted to take, is it? My stop loss risk is now twice as much as it was when I pressed the button. You can't trade like that if you're scalping. That's why I don't like 8-cap. They may have changed, I don't know, but that was my... I've tried with 2 prop firms that use 8-cap as broker. Both did the same thing. So the only conclusion I can personally come to is that 8-cap are the problem, not the broker, not the prop firm. This is so different than a US stock market trading session. In what way? I don't trade stocks, so yeah, it's different in the fact that I'm trading Forex. I'm not doing any analysis this morning, am I, people? Sorry, I'm just waffling. It's good though. We're having lots of people who are asking questions, which is always good. To use the market reversal alerts EA, do I need all the indicators like RSI? No. So the market reversal alerts EA is totally independent. It works on its own. It's got everything you need in it. So it has the market reverse alerts indicator. It has the ADR indicator built in. RSI is built into your platform. So that's already there. Moving averages are the only other filters. Yeah. ADR, it does everything. So if you buy the market reverse alerts EA, that does everything. You don't need to worry about anything else. It does the lot. You don't need anything. I'm going to do some analysis. Look, the RSI has changed. The RSI dashboard's actually changed since I've been in here. Been chatting and waffling on for so long. MT5 will be for the Zoomers. I don't know that it will, you know. Look at this Fidelcrest, right? Fidelcrest didn't give me the option to use MT5. I can only use MT4. So with Fidelcrest, you know, they don't even offer it. A lot of brokers offer it as a second option, MT5. It's pure popularity. You know, it might change, and it probably will at some point. For God's sake. Right. Yeah, sorry. I use the RSI for divergence. I have my 21 DMA and my 200-day moving average. That's all I use. Yeah, cool. I use divergence as a confluence rather than anything else. But right. So let me go on some analysis. Let's start talking about stuff that might actually make us some money. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, extended on the 4-hour RSI at the moment. DAX at the moment, by the way, is just hovering in the propulsion. So we might have a little bit more down here, but we'll see. Why am I in a sell on the DAX? Is that what I took with the price? Did I just take that with the Price Action Toolkit? Sorry. Expert ID 100. Yeah, I did. That's a pat. Yeah, let me just get out of that. I was going to say, what am I doing in sell? Yeah, so DAX is just pushing up at the moment. Out of here, we may get a pullback, deeper pullback on this. Up into the gap. Right. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand, 4-hour RSI extension. Obviously, this is pushing up at the moment. Sentiment on this is still short, or still long rather. So we want to be shorting it. but it is very, very, very extended, as we can see. So it is starting to do a pullback. It's not very successful at the moment, though. If you look at the wicks, yeah, there they are. So funny. We've got the reversal alert, but we're stalling out in Asia. We've just taken the Asian high and rejected at the moment. So there's an awful lot of selling pressure coming out of this New Zealand dollar at the moment. It's really strong. We're sitting in this propulsion gap getting hammered at the moment by the sellers. So we'll see. They've got to give up at some point. What I'm concerned about, if you're going to take a mean reversion on this at the moment, is it's only just extended on the 4-hour look now. We have been massively extended, but it's one of those instances that might turn into an accumulation second leg, or it might turn into a flag break. And if that is going to be the case, it may do the flag break from here and leave this orphaned for a later stage to come back to. We've got this whacking great one up here as well, so you can see how strong this move has been. Impossible to tell, obviously, what's going to happen. There's no news catalysts either that are going to drive this in either direction today. So very difficult one from a mean reversion perspective. If you are in this already as a mean reversion and you got in on this on M5 or M15 yesterday down here, or this morning, obviously, on the M15, there was an M15 in there as well. I would be careful. When we look at this from a higher time frame perspective, obviously, this is the move that I've been talking about and waiting since, pretty much since here, I've been saying, this looks like it might be the start. This looks like it might be the start. This looks like it might be the start. Now it is. And it's basically the pullback on this. So I like this short still. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so strong and aggressive, but look at the move we had that started that. Yeah. So we went from, and we remember it well, those of us that were in here and have been longing the crap out of this all year. And suddenly I hit the long button there, didn't I? We got slammed. So look at the speed and aggression of that New Zealand dollar move and that little pullback we got. Yeah. So equivalent, it could be just pulling back into there. It could make it all the way back to support, which is there. But don't know. So just be careful with this one. That is where I would expect to test this line here. Yeah, that is where I would expect to test. So that is, we broke through and that became support. Then we slammed it. That is what I would expect to get tested, that propulsion gap there. That one I suspect will get orphaned and left behind. However, it could just flag and drop. So be careful with it. Just if you're going to mean revert it, it's not very strong anymore. When you get these massive extensions, yeah, when we've got these really big, strong extensions, what you want to see is bang, a big, strong pullback. Yeah. What we're getting here is a pop, very little one. Yeah. And no real price action that's saying I'm bullish. So it just looks like there's a potential for this RSI to revert back to 50% by doing that. And that will be then a flag break short, won't it? So be careful with that one. Euro Swiss finally going this morning. Yeah, there's your reverse alert on M15. Your M5 was up in Asia as well. So that's finally started to go. Huge extension on the hourly. We got embedded for the best part of the New York session and the end of London yesterday. We were up there and embedded on the hourly. The 4 hourly, we're way above, yeah, that 90 level. Not quite there yet. Let me just put that in as a 10 as well, might as well. So, yeah, very, very, very extended on the RSI. Beautiful resistance. We looked at this one yesterday, didn't we? And I said, if you get in yesterday with it and it starts to come back, you've not got far to go before you're finding the next resistance zone, which will be an ADR move. So if this doesn't do the pullback, probably down into there, which would be a nice sort of A-shaped recovery on yesterday's move, it'd need to do 150, 175 ADR. So that might take a few days. If it doesn't do that and it just flags, that's where it's going to come from, and then will be extended and embedded on the 4 hour, which will give it that drop. So still like that as a short Euro Swiss. However, I'm long the Euro. So this is mainly Swiss franc weakness. When the Swissy powers up, it powers up, yeah? Bang, bang. When it wants to go, it will go. So this is just potentially a double top, which is going to turn into an A-shaped recovery. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop all the way down. However, sentiment on at the moment on this one is still the opposite direction. Yeah, Euro Swiss, 91% of the market is short. Yeah, so they're all jumping in on this. They're all been shorting it, yeah, and they're still shorting it. They're shorting the crap out of this thing. Yeah, all the liquidity is sitting up at the highs, and it's still sitting up at the highs. So as you can see, the sentiment EA went long from there. It's taken another long this morning. So it's still potentially got more movement to the upside in it, that one. The other 4 hours, we've got a New Zealand dollar Swiss. That one's just starting to play out as well. But again, sentiment is still the same on the Swiss franc. Yeah. Yeah, you can see on the Swiss franc, the vast majority of Swiss franc pairs, they're short. Short Euro Swiss, short New Zealand Swiss, short pound Swiss, short US Swiss. They're short everything against the Swiss franc at the moment. Hence, obviously, it's been going through the roof. And as they are still short, there is an opportunity for them to come and take that liquidity. However, when we get so extended, you just have to look at it and think, right, well, probably going to come down. But these are only just extended on the 4 hour now. Yeah, we are starting to revert on it. New Zealand yen as well. That one's just started to come down. But again, sentiment on this New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen. 76% short, so it's a long. But pullback on this one is probably a little bit more likely when we get some kind of strength and intervention from the yen. But we're just waiting on that. So this is why I like shorting this. Just waiting for that New Zealand, that yen intervention to come in. But they're not particularly good mean reversion opportunities. Euro pound, you've got on the hourly. We know about this one, obviously. This was massively extended. It's started to move, but it's failing, isn't it? So I think we're going to come down into here. Pretty sure we're going to get a retest of that level somewhere. So I still think this is a short. It's looking a little bit bullish at the moment this morning. We've got news, haven't we? The CPI. That comes out in 15 minutes, the flash CPI. So we might get a catalyst on the euro there. And pound CAD is the other hourly extension to the downside. That's very weak, so not a great opportunity there. But nice tweezer bottoms. Again, very difficult to tell what's happening. Mr. Wick is in the house. Beautiful propulsion. Bounce. Sellers step back in, pushing back down to those lows. If we break those lows, we're probably going to get a drop out. At that point, then I'd start to get probably a little bit more interested. But I want to be short the pound, not long. So not one that I'd really want to take. I think we're going to break this low, I think. This was a liquidity run. I think we're coming down and we're going to take that low out and we're going. So that's all we got on those dashboards so far today. Not a lot else. Bias scorecard is all the same. It's flipping in and out of plus and minus nines on the US and the CAD pairs. Aussie New Zealand now is a minus 11. We've got sentiment on side. We've got COT on side on both of those. So really good sells Aussie US, really good sells Aussie New Zealand. As we know, we can see it. Obviously, doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that that's a good sell. But yeah. So there's your bias. Obviously, you can have a look at that anytime you like on the website in the fundamental section, directional bias. Sentiment for the day. The best buys and sells on sentiment. You've got +6s and a +5 there. So obviously with COT at the moment, we've got to be a bit careful with COT because we're still out of date. I will update it regularly when the CFTC updates. Last update was the 24th of Feb. We've still not got any more data. So 31st of January is the latest report. Still. So I'm checking this on a daily basis because I'm hoping that they're just going to finally get these out. But I got a feeling we're only going to get them on Fridays. But they're just going to release double reports on Fridays. So we'll see what happens. But the COT report basically, I think, is probably going to be pretty much as you can see here. So I don't see this being much different because all of the positioning that we currently have on COT is pretty much in line with news. So where we've had the US dollar as a plus 70, we've had lots of positive news. So I would expect the exposure to be the same or bigger. With all the others as well, it's pretty much the same. The pound we've had negative news, so I would expect that to be a little bit more negative, etc., etc. So I don't think there's really going to be a lot of change. The only thing we might have change on is the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, but it's going to take a lot to get that 69 down to a level where the COT is going to be a negative bias on it. So I think with everything we can see on the combined sentiment with COT, we're probably okay. So these, you can see there's lots and lots of big ones today. All of these potential buys. So if you see any pullbacks on any of these, they'd be good for jumping into longs. And if you see any pullbacks on any of these, they're good for jumping into shorts. If you've got the sentiment EA, which you haven't because I haven't released it yet, it's trading it for you automatically. So we'll see. But yeah, that's still in testing. I'm joking about that. Is that a daily chart? Hard to see. Oh, yes, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It was whatever it was we were looking at. CAD Swiss short on resistance. H1 RSI sentiment on our side. CAD Swiss. Not really extended, is it? CAD Swiss on the hourly. It's a good resistance area though. So yeah, sentiment EA's in it. With this one, we've been looking at this level on the CAD Swiss, which got busted. The next level up is there. I knew you weren't going to let me grab that. Which is a beautiful resistance. So yeah, I really like that. Am I in that one on CAD Swiss? No, I'm not. Ugh, that DAX is hurting. Stop loss is below 50% of the propulsion, basically. So if we are going to retest this propulsion and get the push up into the gap fill, I would expect hopefully that to hold. But we'll see on that one. Yeah, so CAD Swiss, I like that. It's a good opportunity short, that one. Reversal on that one was yesterday. Oh, no, sorry, it was this morning. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, it was this morning on this one, wasn't it? CAD Swiss. So, yeah, beautiful M15, M5 when it updates. M5, there's your reversal alert out of there. And there's your retest as well. So there's your M pattern. Break that low. There's your Asian low today. So if we can get that low broken, we should flush down to Asia to at least test Asia, which give you your ADR. That'll be that propulsion gap tested probably as well. So I would get out down there if you're scalping. Obviously, we've got a range established on this as well with these lows here. So anywhere down there, potentially, if you're going to take a range bound trade on this, obviously this area here is where you'd look for range plays somewhere in there. So those are your levels really to play. By the time we get down to there, if it's going to be a nice big drop, which we're going to need Swiss franc strength for, you're going to get your RSI extension down there, obviously, just to play it back. Yeah, looks good. CAD Swiss. Do you trade stocks as well? No. Only indices. I used to trade stocks in a previous life, but I don't anymore. If not, why not? Because I prefer to trade higher time frames. That's all. What's the most, and it's hard work stocks. And I just don't want to trade in the afternoons. I do trade in the afternoons, but I just don't want to be tied to having to trade in the afternoons, which is when you trade stocks. What's the most common reason for the MyForex funds accounts you've blown? Hitting the daily drawdown limit, or hitting the max limit. Usually the daily drawdown limit is what I blow it on. Does it mean even with small lot size account risk, it's impossible to maintain a proper account for like a year? It's not impossible to do anything. The statistics published by these guys, MyForex funds, publish the statistics on their blog on how many people hold accounts. Or rather, they don't publish that data. They publish data that shows you how many people are left with accounts after 3 months. It's very small. Someone's done the maths on YouTube. Yeah, this is probably the one. This is an advert. Ignore this. So there's a well-known rule. Now, this is a different rule, actually, that I don't agree with necessarily, but the rule that I believe is more accurate is this. Yeah. And what this is 60, and this is that's probably, yeah, so this is probably talking about prop. This is talking about brokers. Yeah. That's probably prop, which would make sense because you get more aggressive when you take a proper valuation. With brokers, they know that 60% of their clients will blow 60% of their account within 60 days. Yeah. When you start trading, you deposit $1,000 into your account. Within 60 days, you'll have $400 left. 60% of traders. The statistics change on this, and some people believe this statistic. I personally don't think it's that necessarily, but 90% of people blow 90% of their account in 90 days, right? Prop know this. And when you're doing a proper valuation, you are encouraged to trade faster. You get given a 5-day or a 1-day target or a 10-day target or a 30-day target. You get given a daily target, right? So you've got a maximum daily target a lot of the time, and you've got a minimum. So what do? You go for that minimum. What that encourages is over leveraging. Yeah. When you pass an evaluation, yeah, most people will fail somewhere between 4 to 10 evaluations before they pass one. Yeah. It varies obviously wildly. Some people might pass on the first go, but most people will fail many, many, many times before they get to it. Most people will get through phase 1 after 4 or 5, and they'll fail phase 2, and then they'll go back to phase 1, and you keep doing it. Yeah. So this statistic is probably accurate. And the reason is because you over leverage. If you under leverage, you will keep your account for a long time. However, you will not hit the 30-day target. Yeah. So the prop firms are set up to make you trade with larger lot sizing. What that causes is when you pass your evaluation, here we go. When you pass your evaluation, what happens is you are accustomed to over leveraging. You will be risking 1% or 0.5% per trade. Yeah. Over leveraging to try and get that evaluation passed quickly. When you achieve it, or when you fail it, right, you go back to step 1 and you do it again and back to step 1. So if you do that 4 times, think about this. You'll have traded roughly 30 days over leveraged. So you are now conditioned to over leveraging your account. Yeah. Just pause this a minute. Because you're now conditioned to trading with high risk, when you get past phase 1 into phase 2, you are now automatically over leveraging because that's how you passed phase 1. So if I can repeat what I did in phase 1 in phase 2, I will pass. So you are now over leveraged in phase 2. The profit target is usually smaller in phase 2. So it's slightly easier to pass, which means you can pass it quicker. So now what you've done is you've passed phase 1 and phase 2, usually after 30 to 60 days, and you have now a funded account. For 60 days, you've been over leveraging. What do you do when you get your funded account? You do exactly what you did there and there, because that's how you managed to pass. What happens is now when you get to your funded account, you trade in the same way, but you hit an unlucky streak of 3, 5, 6, 7 losing trades in a row, and you blow down like that with your P&L. You don't hit your maximum drawdown down here, your 10% or your 12%, depending what firm you're talking about. But what you've got now is maybe a 5% loss here, and you need to get back to square one. You are already over leveraging. What happens when you get into a loss? You want to over leverage to try and get that loss back. That extra over leverage takes you down and blows your account, usually on your daily drawdown limit. So what you've done is you spent 60 days finally getting to that funded account, but you are so conditioned to over leveraging, you blow the funded account within a week. The statistics which you're going to see in this video, if you watch this video, will show you that the vast majority of people that get through will blow their account within 1 week of achieving it, because you're over leveraged. The thing you have to do is you have to over leverage to get through these phases. But as soon as you get that account, you drop your risk down to a level where you will not get anywhere near your daily drawdown or your overall account drawdown. But you will not make the same amount of money you made in your evaluation. That 8,000 on a 100K account, or 16,000 over a period of 2 weeks on that 100K account, you will not be able to achieve those results. If you get 3 to 5K a month, well done. You're doing well. Yeah. So actually holding an account, right, is very, very, very difficult to do unless you just basically unprogram yourself from what you've been doing and then go back to normal lot sizing. I risk 0.2% on half an ADR. That's my risk. And I make 10 to 15% a month. If I risked 0.5% per trade or 1% per trade, which is what you do when you're doing a proper valuation, I would be in something like 25 or 50% drawdown on my account as a position trader. You can't do it. So you can hold an account, but that's not the game. That's not the game with prop. That's not what they expect. And this video will show you. So this is October statistics here. People that reached a profit split, 4% of traders who pass phase 2 get to the profit split. Yeah. So 1 in 7 eventually will get funded. Out of those 7, 4% of them will actually get to a payout. Think about that. That 4% of those 7 that get to a payout, I think the statistics were something like, I'll probably tell you in a minute, 5% of those 4% will actually hold the account for more than 3 months. So when you do the maths on it, it works out to something like 1 in 1,000 people will hold a prop account for 3 months. And then they blow it. The statistics that will get shown in a minute actually show you that those people blow the account. So what they're saying is the guys that managed to get through to 3 months blew the account. Everybody blows the account. 3.5% of traders who pass phase 2. What was that one? 3.5% of traders that pass phase 2 reach profit split. Yeah? Think about that. 4 people out of 1,000, right, who get funded get paid. Why? Because you're over leveraged. You're conditioned to over leverage. You've got to unprogram yourself. If you don't know this statistic, you will never do it. 0.49% of traders who take an evaluation earn a profit split. That's all of them that take an evaluation. Remember, because only 1 in 7 get through. So if 100 people take an evaluation, less than 1 of them will get through to being funded. These are published statistics by my Forex funds. Yeah. This is the real world. I'm just trying to find the statistic. 1 in 204, there you go, that take an evaluation. Look at that. 1 person out of every $100,000 spent gets paid. This is why I spend over 10 grand on evaluations. I'm in this statistic. I'm one of these statistics. But you just got to play the game in the fact that you get the money out at the end by getting one of the accounts done. I'm just trying to find, making $153 a minute. Ooh, good money. Almost as good as Amazon. There's your average payout. That's about right, yeah? I draw, when I take my draws, I draw 3 to 5K. Yeah, I totally agree with these statistics. Yeah, it's not in there. There's another video basically that tells you the statistics, but the people that hold the accounts, there's a very, very, very small amount of them that hold it for 3 months. It's very difficult to do. The RSI dash is updated, and you see everything's falling out of RSI now because we've had all the extended moves over the last couple of days. So yeah, we covered all the analysis really, haven't we, this morning, I guess. What's DAX up to? Okay, stop me out, the DAX. Boo! So we're in the propulsion gap now, basically. So somewhere in here, hopefully, if we are going to go for the gap fill this morning, we're going to go from here. So this is a good buy area for buying up into the gap. You can't see it on here, but you can see it on here. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. I tried to download MetaTrader 5, but even though I selected MetaTrader 4, I got 5, yeah. Yeah, well, we know that. There's a problem on the website, isn't there? But don't trade it. Why? I don't understand why people are doing that, though. I don't understand why people are going to the MetaTrader 5 website to get MetaTrader 5, MetaTrader 4, or going to MetaTrader website. Your broker or your prop firm provides the software, and it's specifically a version for that broker or that prop firm. So when you launch it, it has got everything already pre-programmed for that broker. So all you do is you put your account number in rather than having to find the broker server. If you download it from MT4, it comes with no servers but the MT4 servers. So you have to actually go and find your broker's server IP address. Yeah, or so you never get MT4 or MT5 from MT4 from MetaQuotes. Get it from your broker or from your prop firm. They've all got downloads links in the back end. Look, I don't know if I'm going to show you my login. No, that's right. So in here, look, somewhere. Oh no, it's the email. Sorry. When they emailed me my evaluation. There you go. So there's the server. Oh my god, there's my password and everything. I can't change that. Don't go and trade on my account. But yeah, it's all in the back end. There you go. Good job. That's only a 10K account, isn't it? So I'm not going to do that again. So yeah, it's all in the back end. So you must have under leverage style. So you must do the under leverage style on prop firm with no max time limit. Yeah. When you've passed, yeah. Yeah, when you've passed. Basically. Right, well, that's all I've got for you this morning. I'll be back this afternoon at 2:20. And we'll basically see how we get on with the NASDAQ this afternoon. There's no news today, so there's a good long there if you want to take it. Whoa. Nice rejection out there at the moment. Either work or it won't. So yeah, so there's a nice valuation, a nice firm there, a prop firm trade there. If you want it, nice risk reward, stop loss. Yeah, always use a stop loss in prop because position trade doesn't work. So I have all Apple Mac products and find MT4 really buggy. Yeah, don't trade on a Mac basically. That's all I would say. Just don't trade on a Mac. I'll have to check. Sorry. Oh, by the way, actually, Fidelcrest, talking about Fidelcrest, they're doing a 2-for-1 offer at the moment. So if you want to if you want to get a Feudal Crest evaluation, you can get 2 for 1. I forgot to do it yesterday, which was really stupid of me, but that you can do if you want to. I don't know if I can do that, but anyway, just try to do something. Right. Anyway, I'll leave you there. I'll be back tomorrow, so this afternoon, for the New York session. You make real sense on prop firms. In and out garb the pound and leave. Yeah. Yeah. So the way that I do it basically is I will take many evaluations across usually my Forex funds, but my Forex funds in E8. And I will do, usually I'm running sort of 3 to 5 at a time. When I get a funded account, it goes over onto a different VPS. And on that VPS, I basically trade it and get it up to 3 to 5K. And then I stop trading it, wait for payday, withdraw that, and then start again. And if I get a good run, I do that. Yeah. If I get a bad run, I might blow the account, or I might sit and draw down. I've got two funded accounts at the moment, which are running the ORB strategy, and both of them, like the P&L at the moment is going like that, because at the moment it's difficult with the opening ranges. They're being a bit nasty. So basically, I'm waiting for that to happen. When that happens, I get it up to there and then I withdraw it, right? And I keep doing that until that account gets blown. But by the time I blow that account, I've got other evaluations running, yeah, which then bear in mind, these take a minimum of 10 days. Typically, I pass in somewhere about 14 to 20. It depends. So I've always got, it's like a conveyor belt, if you like. So I've got evaluations running. And out of those evaluations, I will keep blowing them. Phase 2, blowing it. Phase 2, pass. Phase 2, pass. They go and sit there and get traded with a strategy. If it gets up to 3 to 5K, they get withdrawn. Yeah. So if I pump 10 to 15K a month into prop across multiple firms, I will pass usually 3 to 5 evaluations. Out of those 3 to 5 funded accounts, a couple of them will get me somewhere between a 10 to 15K profit, which I draw out, which gets me break even. The funded accounts then that make me more money, that extra 3 to 5K, become my profit. So I can make anything up to 25 to 30K out of prop, but the costs of the business are usually 10 to 15K. So I will come out with somewhere between 10 to 20K in profit. That's how you operate prop. What most people want to do is go, oh, I want to become a trader. They do an evaluation. They take one. They do it for 10 days, 15, 20 days. They fail. They go back. Yeah. And what they end up in is a cycle that lasts for somewhere between 3 to 5 months before they get funded. And then they go, woohoo! 4% will keep that funded account. 96% will blow that funded account before their payout. What does that do? Send you back to square one, which took you 3 to 5 months. You never, ever make money. Take 10 evaluations using 10 strategies. You will pass one of those within 10 to 15 days. That's the way you do it. Start this off if you want to. If you've got $1,000 in your pocket, go and get 10 10K accounts. Yeah. And try it. You will pass one of those. You'll probably get 2, maybe 3 of those through to phase 2 initially. And out of those phase 2s, you'll probably pass one, a third. But you'll do that in 10 to 15 days. That's how you do it. That's how you work prop. Everybody is doing it. I get one evaluation. I pass in 15 days through to stage 2. Stage 2 then takes me 8 days and I've passed. So I've gone an entire trading month and I've got through to a funded account. Blown back to square one. It's the wrong way to do it. Apex. When I was trading with Apex, they used to do this thing where it was an 80% discount, and they still do. So you get 80% off of your evaluations. When that sale came on, I would buy 20 evaluations at a time. And I would trade 5 of them a session. And you would either get traded up or it would get blown. They cost me $25 each. Do I give them monkeys if I blow 5 of those? It's irrelevant. One trade will make me money back. No problem. Yeah. 20 evaluations in one go on Apex. I don't know if they're running a sale at the minute. If you trade futures, this is obviously. This isn't Forex, CFDs. This is Apex. So don't know if they've got a sale on at the minute. No, they haven't. But yeah, you get 80% off. Yeah, $167. 80% off of that. So you're paying peanuts. If you get a 25k account, I got, by 25k accounts, yeah, you got $500,000 potentially in funding there for whatever 80% of 147 is. I don't know what it is. $25. Yeah. So I'll spend $500, $600, $700 getting 20 odd accounts. I'm going to pass one of those. Guarantee it. I pass multiple. Easy. I get 3 or 5 accounts out of that. And then all I've got to do is make $600 on one account and wait for payday. Simple, isn't it? Monkey could do that. You could do that flipping a coin, going long or short at the open of the New York. If you went to the NASDAQ, yeah, or the DAX at the open and flipped a coin long or short on 2 accounts, one of them go long, one of them go short, you're going to make over $600. That's it. I'm money in the bank. That's how you do it.
Thanks for the follow.
Simples. Right. I've got to go. I've got a phone call at 11 as well with my physio. So I'll be back this afternoon at 2:20. Anybody needs anything, I'll be in the Telegram group. And yeah, back at 2:20, we'll trade the NASDAQ. This DAX doesn't look like it's going for that gap fill, does it, at the moment? We are struggling here. So potentially we're looking at short structure, but we'll see. These buyers aren't interested in holding up at the minute, so we'll see. But stop under the low potentially for that gap fill. If that gap fill doesn't work, obviously we're going short. If we're going short, it's look out below, isn't it, at the minute? So we'll see. All right, have a good one. I'll be back at 2:20. Anything you need in the Telegram group. Otherwise, I will see you later.